raindrops fall from the sky. They may be small, but together they make a mighty ocean. In the same way, your commitment to doing good in the world enables the Rotary Foundation to fund the projects that you care about. Last year, even during a pandemic, hundreds of thousands of donors like you gave more than $440 million. Your generosity allowed the foundation to fund more than 2,000 global grants, creating opportunities for people everywhere to respond to their community's unique needs. A $15 donation could buy polio vaccines. A water filter cost only $50, and $100 could provide COVID-19 training. You supported causes such as fighting disease, building strong communities, and promoting lasting peace. So whether you gave $1 or $1 million, you gave help and hope. The people whose lives you've touched, the families, the parents, the children, thank you. And so do we.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is so great to see so many people and to see these viewing parties that are going on with some of the clubs who've gotten together with club members. What a great idea. And we thank you so much for being here and joining us. Welcome to the District 6380, District 6400 Membership and Foundation Gala event. So we just have, if everyone could stay muted, there will be times where we will unmute you, but if you could stay muted, that will help a lot so everyone can hear. For those who do not know me, my name is Sue Goldson, and I'm past district governor of District 6400. We are so happy that you are here with us to help celebrate the achievements of our clubs and districts in the area of both membership and foundation. Both districts are so fortunate to have so many dedicated members who are so generous with their time, talent, and treasure. We invite all of you to sit back, enjoy the night, and celebrate every once in a while by hooting, by going like this and waving and thumbs up for the people who will be winning awards, because your participation will make everyone feel really special. It is now my great pleasure to introduce to you one of my co-chairs for tonight's event from District 6380, Roma Murphy.
Woohoo! Thank you, Sue. Really appreciate that. And it's really my honor to introduce this year's Rotary District 6380 Governor, Miss Brenda K. Woo-Woo Tipton. But first of all, I just want to say how glad I am to welcome all of you to this celebration. And it's so good to see so many people on this call. So Brenda K. Woo-Woo was invited to join the Livingston Sunrise Club in 2012, where she quickly earned her nickname that most of you now know her, and feel free to say it all through the night, woo-woo! She quickly became very active in chairing committees, planning events, and was her club president in 2017 and 2018, where she grew the club by 25 new members. She has served the Rotary organization in many roles, which include district assistant governor, district membership chair, and prior to stepping into the role of District 6380 governor this year in the 2021 year. Woo-Woo, as she's known, does a great job managing her corporate IT career as Director of Enterprise Storage Operations for a newly Sorry, I think I got muted in the process, so give me a second here. So Woo-Woo does a great job managing her corporate IT career as Director of Enterprise Storage Operations for the newly formed Kyndryl Global IT Infrastructure Management Services Company, for being our district's very, very active and available district governor. She is very thankful for this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to serve and lead our district. Woo-Woo came into our district year with a vision to take our district back to the Rotary basics in goal setting and a magnitude of hands-on training, focusing on the importance of the online reporting tool, which our district uses, which is Club Runner, and then of course My Rotary. Her theme this year is to engage, excite, and most of all, to have fun and to teach everybody, woo-woo! She enjoys lake living, her winter home in Florida, early morning boxing, yoga, boating, and is very thankful and blessed for her family and those that are close. She also is very engaged in collie rescue and has 3 adopted collies that keep her very busy. You may have seen a lot of that on Facebook. As you can imagine, she spends quite a bit of time juggling her professional and service life, but always states those who are busy don't talk about it. They just make time for what they love. With that, I present to you, woo-woo, Tipton.
Thanks, Roma. Welcome, everyone, and thank you for your time and service this evening on attending this amazing combined District 6380 and 6400 Foundation and Membership Celebration event. My name is Brenda Gay Woo-Woo Tipton, and I am honored and humbled to be this year's Rotary 6380 Governor, or as I like to say, your CEO, Chief Encouragement and Excitement Officer. Tonight's combined event with my fellow District 6400 Governor Aruna, we plan to recognize each of the district's clubs, foundation awards, and recognitions for the many achievements through last year and this year. We will also spotlight each district's new members and welcome them to the amazing world of Rotary. One of my main goals as the district's Chief Encouragement Officer was to really build synergy and relationships between each other as leaders and members in order that we solidify our district's Rotary wheel and have fun together as one bonded unit. Recently recognizing our Rotary's Month of Polio Awareness, our district went above and beyond to be creative in their events, attendance, raise awareness, and obtain funds for the eradication of polio like never before. Lastly, our district membership has grown, adding over 65 new members with focus on the Each One Bring One campaign, but most importantly, through this year's district commitment to engage, excite, and most of all, have fun. Last year, we added a new vibrant club created through my home club of Livingston Sunrise Rotary, called Highway M36, as well as an additional satellite in Chatham, Canada, with a goal that's going to charter this year. I am, again, incredibly humbled for this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to lead my district, and I thank all of you out there, all of the speakers, for attending this year's combined event, and I ask that you sit back, enjoy, bid on those amazing auction items, and really, most of all, have fun. Now I'd like to turn it back over to Sue. Woo-woo!
Thanks so much, Brenda. Your enthusiasm ever since I've met you has never waned, that is for sure. It is now my great pleasure to introduce District Governor Aruna Kushik, who is a proud member of the Rotary Club of Windsor-Roseland. Aruna is passionate about eradicating polio. Aruna, along with her late husband, Shiva Kushik, who was also a past president of the Rotary Club of Windsor-Roseland, have done more than 8 national immunization trips. She is past president of the Multicultural Council of Windsor and Essex County and promotes peace and harmony in the community. Aruna is a professional mediator and established the Office of Mediation for the Windsor Regional Hospital in January of 2001. Aruna has also received many distinguished honors. She has been recognized as the Woman of the Year for 2001. She also is a recipient of the Queen's Golden Jubilee Medal for Volunteerism in 2003. She has received the YMCA Peace Medal in 2006 and is also a past recipient of the prestigious Athena Award. Aruna was named Rotarian of the Year and received the prestigious Council of Governors Award as well from our district. In 2016, she was a recipient of the Rotary International's Award for a Polio-Free World. This award is given out to only 10 Rotarians worldwide. Please join me in welcoming Super District 6400's District Governor Aruna Kushik, who is illuminating hope wherever she goes in our district and around the world. Please welcome Aruna.
Thank you, Chairperson Sue Golson, for that very warm introduction. I'm delighted to be sharing this evening with the multi-talented, warm District Governor of District 6380, Brenda K. Rotarians of 6380 and 6400, the warmth in your faces, and share this incredible journey this year. As the evening progresses, we will cheer each of our districts. District 6400 has heard the clarion call of President Shekhar Mehta. Each one brings one. And I was delighted when membership chair Steve Alice shared this morning that we will be inducting 60 new members in our district. Imagine, we have completed just 4 months of this year. I wait with bated breath to see the rest of the year and what it will attract in membership. Our foundation is our strength, as it gives each of us the ability to serve, to change lives, and illuminate hope. Each of our district foundation chairs, Rick Caron and Ashish Sarkar, take excitement to a new level as they share the information on foundation giving and showcase. To quote Mike McCullough, it's not about the money, but what the money can do. We continue to touch lives in our communities across the globe through engagement, our passion and our commitment to change the world one project at a time. As Rotarians, we stand together as we see a world where people unite, take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. So sit back and enjoy the gala, and cheer as loud as you can, as this evening is yours.
Please join me in recognizing our very generous sponsors who helped make this evening possible. Our platinum sponsor, the Murthy Family Foundation. Our gold sponsors, Michigan United Credit Union, Legacy Financial, Bruce and Julie Dunbar, and District Governor Aruna Kushik. Thank you to our silver sponsors, PDG Sue and Bruce Goldson, PDG Noel and Debbie Jackson, Jay and Linda Eastman, and Trey and Colleen Dolan Green. And our bronze sponsors, Janet Haas, the Rotary Club of Livonia, and Suzanne Gruette. Many thanks to all of our sponsors.
This is a story of historic progress, a story that doesn't exist without you. Our unifying effort in 3 decades of action demonstrates our commitment and endurance. And our progress thus far shows that a polio-free world is achievable. Individuals, clubs, partners, and governments share a collective vision to improve the health of every single child. We've eliminated polio in some of the most difficult places, overcoming obstacles and navigating complex issues. Our successes prove that polio will be eradicated, and while ending a global disease is not easy, as Rotary, we don't give up. We'll continue our fight until each child is protected. This isn't possible without you. So stay involved, keep pushing forward, engage your clubs and communities. Start a social media conversation and increase visibility on the importance of this global effort. Hold events and fundraisers on World Polio Day and throughout the year. Advocate to governments about the importance of supporting polio eradication. Make a contribution and invest in one of the largest health initiatives ever. Be a character in our story. Be the solution to our challenge. It's because of each and every one of you that we will improve our future by making polio a disease of the past. Eradication is possible, so let's keep our promise.
An incredibly famous past Rotary International director who happens to be on this call once said, "It's not about the money, though it is needed, but it's about what the money can do." This year, District 6380, with the assistance of Rotary International District designated funds, was able to approve and fund 30 district club grants totaling more than $45,000 and covering all 7 of the Rotary Foundation's areas of focus. The 2021-22 global grants included the Detroit Pandemic Project, the Rachel Electronic Project in Guatemala, West Bengal Water and Sanitation Project in India, the New Hope Hospital in Colombia, and the Guatemala Literacy Project. District 6400 and its clubs are involved in 33 active global grant projects valued at $5.9 million. Highlights include the Telebehavioral Health Program in the United States, Daily Hand Washing for an Ailment-Free Life Project in India, Clean Water for the villages of Jarapa, Ghana, Malawi's Wasambo Water Tank, and the St. Xavier Fasu Dental Clinic in Ghana.
Rotary International President-elect Jennifer Jones is the president of Media Street Productions, Inc., a 25-year-old award-winning media company in Windsor, Ontario, and a proud member of the Rotary Club of Windsor Roseland. Her talents have strengthened Rotary's reach and impact through many roles, including as trustee of the Rotary Foundation, RI Vice President, and co-chair of the End Polio Now, Make History Today campaign. Working alongside political figures, celebrities, and global leaders, she uses her voice to raise awareness and hundreds of millions of dollars to eradicate disease, support peace, and provide clean water and sanitation in developing areas of the world. Her skill as an expert storyteller inspires hope and promise and motivates people to take action. Jennifer is a leader in cultivating experiential fundraising opportunities such as Rotary's Polio's Golf Day with Jack Nicklaus in Jupiter, Florida, USA, which raised over $5.25 million for polio eradication in one day, or the innovative virtual COVID-19 Rotary Response event that raised money for COVID-19 relief projects and showcased Rotary's response across the globe. She has received many honors and recognitions, including Rotary Service Above Self Award and the Citation for Meritorious Service, the YMCA Peace Medallion, the Queen's Diamond Jubilee Medal, and Wayne State University's Peacemaker of the Year Award, a first for a Canadian. We are so proud to call her a member and past district governor of District 6400. Please join me in welcoming Rotary International President-elect Jennifer Jones and my friend. Over to you, Brenda.
Thanks, Aruna. I'd like to introduce Mr. Michael McGovern, past Rotary International Vice President. He is a very, very busy and talented man, I have to tell you. He was asked to join Rotary in 1986 as a member of Rotary Club of South Portland, Cape in the state of Maine, where he quickly served on many club leadership roles and then ultimately club president. Mike, as he is known, then went on to lead District 7780 as their district governor in 2003 and 2004. Mike has served in the capacity as a chair of the Rotarian Action Group, International Training Leader, RI Committee Chair and Member, Trustee and Vice Chair of the Rotary Foundation, and Director and Vice President of Rotary International. Whew, what a lot of stuff there. He has also served in numerous other positions at the district, zone, and international levels, and has attended 5, probably 6 now, councils of legislation in various roles. He currently serves as a chair of the International Polio Plus Committee and represents Rotary on the Polio Strategy Committee of the Global Polio Eradication Initiative. It is my honor and my pleasure that I welcome Mr. Mike McGovern current International Polio Plus Committee Chair. Welcome, Mike. Welcome, Jen.
Thank you, Brenda, and thank you to everyone. It is our honor and privilege to be able to be here with all of you tonight. Aruna and Brenda, thank you so much for your incredible leadership as the joint governors or the governors jointly of our two districts, woo woo. And thank you for your very, very warm and kind introductions. I do want to recognize both Roma and Sue for the incredible work that you've put into putting this event on this evening. To Ashish and to Rick, thank you for your work as our district foundation chairs and everything that you've done to take us to the point that we are tonight. This is a wonderful privilege for us, ladies and gentlemen, to be able to have the opportunity to talk to Mike McGovern this evening. And it is my privilege to be able to interview him, to cull out of him some of the amazing gems of what's going on in the polio world right now, and where exactly we are in the status of crossing the finish line. So we're going to have a conversation for the next little while, and then I believe that we're going to open it up for a little bit. But Mike and I are going to have a chance to have a little bit of a chit chat before we do that. Mike, I want to cut right to the chase. I'm going to get back into some of your leadership roles, etc. But there is one thing that I think is on top of mind for me, and I want everyone to understand. Yesterday was a pretty big day for polio eradication in the world, was it not? And can you shed a little bit of light on what yesterday meant?
Yeah, thanks, Jen. Good to be with everyone. Yesterday, yeah, it was a good day, and it was a day I have to admit I was very nervous about. After 3 years, all of Afghanistan was opened up to the ability to vaccinate children once again. About 3 years ago, in the areas that the Taliban controlled, they weren't allowing vaccinations at all, and that was of concern. And then it was also of concern that well, the Taliban's taking over the country. What's going to happen? The good news is that beginning particularly in January of this past year, UNICEF and WHO engaged with the Taliban out of their offices in Doha and established a good relationship. They also were doing it on the local level with some of the Taliban leaders. They weren't doing against the government, but those discussions led to the Taliban very early on in mid-August indicating they wanted to continue the polio program. They wanted to do it with the active participation of women, and that they saw it as something that was necessary to do for their children. So a couple of weeks ago, they announced that November 8th would be the day that they'd resume immunizations. Initially, it was thought that it would all be house to house. As it turns out, a lot of it is what they call mosque to mosque. People need to go to different places, but there was also some house to house. And and it started off a little bit slowly, but it's continuing. And as I began, I said I was very nervous about it. One of the issues we have in Afghanistan is while the Taliban is now running the country, responsible, we still have a group called ISIS around, and it has a particular name in Afghanistan, and they don't like the Taliban, and they've attacked polio workers at different times over the last year. Some things that the Taliban sometimes get blamed for, but it wasn't them. So yesterday, yeah, it was a good day. I posted a picture on Facebook of a young woman immunizing a child in Kabul, overlooking the city. It must have been on some apartment porch or something. But it's just wonderful to see, and it's anchored too by even though we had those areas inaccessible, thankfully before that, a lot of work was done by Rotary and its partners, and we sort of got ahead of the virus. And COVID, the lack of movement also helped to squelch out the virus a bit in Afghanistan. So it was a good day.
Yeah, we'll talk about COVID in just a couple of minutes, because obviously the relationship between COVID and polio is completely linked. But even in the early days, in middle to end of August, when we were seeing the Taliban government take over in Afghanistan, one of the posts I remember you putting out was of the rotary wheel. I believe it was you, the rotary wheel on the side of a cooler bag that polio immunization workers were in the field, even in the midst of the insanity, for lack of a better term, that was going on in the country at that time as people were fleeing, the government was changing hands. But through it all, the Rotary wheel was there. It was making this difference. And one of the things that I know I've said a couple of times, and it feels a little weird sometimes to say, but we've been united behind a different enemy, the enemy of polio. And they don't want their kids to be sick either. So tell us a little bit about those early moments, because when you put that out, that really, it touched me.
Yeah, and Jen, that particular photo was like of a roadside immunization stand. Up in your country of Canada, it's like having a Tim Hortons, and you stop by, and the United States, it would be one of many different places. But yeah, it was just along the side of the road. It was very primitive, sort of a hut. And the very day when we're looking at all those events at the airport, there is the Rotary wheel with kids being immunized. To stopping vehicles passing by, and wow, it's looks like it's going to happen that same day. And I didn't post it for security reasons, but Mohammed Ishaq Nyasman, who's our polio chair, Rotary volunteer in Afghanistan, he is involved in helping to run a school in the town of Jalalabad. And when all of this was happening, he sends me an email, and he posts a picture of himself and some local leaders and the Taliban leaders, some of them with their guns over their shoulders, outside the school that is primarily for girls. And the Taliban came there to tell them they wanted the school to continue. They were very supportive. They were very supportive of polio. And I was a little worried it might have been some propaganda, so I didn't post it. Plus the security of the folks. But everything that we've seen, indicates that they want to work with us. And the Rotary wheel can be a part of it. And I also really want to give a lot of credit to UNICEF and the World Health Organization for opening the doors to make it happen. Hamid Jaffrey, who Jen, has been particularly involved in various different meetings with health authorities. Dr. Tedros, the head of the World Health Organization, was the first international visitor welcomed by the government of any international visitor in Afghanistan, and he as well helped to smooth the way to what happened yesterday.
Well, Mike, it's incredible, and I hope everyone who's watching and listening understands the privilege of understanding this information that we're getting firsthand. This is not through a newspaper. We're not reading the New York Times. We're not reading, any other news source that you want in the world. You're hearing from someone who is real-time living exactly this. And Mike, I got to tell you that the day that Dr. Tedros, head of the WHO, landed in Afghanistan, he tweeted it. And there was a photo, I'm sure you're familiar with, of him walking across the tarmac toward some of the Taliban leaders and them meeting each other. And it just spoke such volumes to me of who we are as an organization, with the partners that we are united with in getting this job done. We started this. I mean, our organization started this. We can lay claim to this, but we're not going to achieve victory without the partners who are side by side with each of us. So let's talk a little bit about those partners. The WHO and UNICEF really sort of instrumental in making sure that from the frontline perspective, we're getting down to the front lines. Give me a little bit of intel on how you see that.
Both organizations, work in country. They have country directors. They have staffs in the most countries. And obviously, they have headquarters, UNICEF in the U.S. and WHO in Geneva. But they're fully involved, fully engaged. I actually serve on a committee called the Polio Oversight Board right now, and we had even during the pandemic the last few years, Tedros has never missed a meeting. We had a meeting a week or two ago, and Tedros, it was over 4 hours, 4.5. Tedros was on the whole time. Henrietta Fore, the head of UNICEF, was on the whole time. Rochelle Walensky, who's the head of CDC, was on the whole time. Gavi, the outfit that's trying to get the COVID vaccines to the poorer countries, he was on. And it's just, reinforces to me, and obviously Chris Elias and the Gates Foundation, it just reinforced to me the partners, how, they've a lot of different things, but they're with us, and they all give credit to Rotary. They know that we're instrumental. We're instrumental in advocacy. We're but it's mainly the spirit of Rotarians. The passion that they have and the devotion they have, and it's I don't mean to name drop, but even during the worst of the pandemic, I would get a phone call from the head of the CDC, back during the Trump administration. And similarly, since Rochelle Walensky has taken over, and we'll have one-on-one phone calls that they initiate to talk about polio. And, it's not, they don't want to talk to me. They want to talk to the representative of Rotary. And, it's very impressive. Jen, yourself, you were invited to go in a couple of weeks. UNICEF is having this big gala in New York, UNICEF USA. And, Jennifer was not only invited, but she was invited to sit at the table with the head of UNICEF USA, the person putting on the event. And, that again says something about Rotary, but they're in the field, they're on the street, they're working with the government to make sure that the monies that we give, and it was $150 million last year, that the monies we spent are well spent. There's no funny business going on with money getting diverted. It's all electronic payments, including to the frontline workers, and WHO, UNICEF oversee that. Gates is intimately involved. They're actually the #1 contributor right now. They're investing $400 million a year into polio eradication, of which $100 million they give to Rotary for us to allocate, and then they invest another $300 million. So all the partners are fully engaged.
So I'm going to bust you just a little bit, my friend. He's giving me props for being invited to New York to attend the UN event, of which he was invited and gave up his seat for me to attend. So thank you for that. And I will do my best to represent us well. But it is a relationship, a long-standing relationship that we've had. And one of the things, and maybe stepping just aside for a second, then coming back to polio, but one of the things, Mike, maybe you can address this a little bit, is the incredible nature of partnerships and the trust that we develop with each other. And that polio has been a conduit for us to be able to touch these different organizations. And let's just talk about UNICEF for a second in particular, that we've been able to take that not only into that polio sphere, but we're now being able to branch it out into malaria and to other immunizations in other parts of the world. And the importance of those kinds of relationships for us as an organization. I think that polio has taught us so much, and it's the tip of the iceberg in terms of where I think that we can go. Don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. Working with both UNICEF and WHO, it's the reason I'm not going to that dinner, other than I thought you were a much better representative, is that the week before I'm going to be in Pakistan. I'm going to be in Islamabad meeting with the other partners, and I wanted to quarantine after I got back to just be on the safe side. But while we're in Islamabad, one of the things that's going on is there's a polio national immunization day the last 2 weeks of November, but it's being billed as for measles and rubella as well. But we've always tried, and we're giving vitamin A drops, but we've always tried to work with those. But it's the first national attempt in Pakistan, particularly to address rubella, which is the old German measles, and is the #1 cause of preventable childbirth defects in the world. And so we've always called it polio plus. And there's obviously there's been great progress with polio down to the 2 cases. There are only 2 wild polio virus cases this year. But I think people forget, like with measles, there's been 20 million cases of measles since the year 2000. And while we don't provide the vaccines for those other things, the polio staff has been engaged in Africa, engaged in Afghanistan, Pakistan, all along with helping with the measles and rubella programming, helping others. And it just seems to be coming to a really good point when we're actually having a joint immunization day. And, while, we do see an end to polio, we're not, we're not going to just automatically morph this program into something else. There's going to be lots of other ideas and suggestions. But, while we're fully at it, it's just nice to know that we're adding that plus.
Well, and the polio infrastructure, which you've alluded to, that exists in more than 70 countries that we and our partners have been responsible for forming, not only are tackling what you just said, the rubella and Ebola. When we had the Ebola outbreak in Nigeria, that was the same infrastructure that helped to shut that down. But let's shift over now to COVID for a second, and what that same infrastructure has done on the front lines in order to be able to help us not only in some areas contain, but be able to do surveillance, be able to utilize as a frontline, to utilize our frontline workers in order to combat not only polio, but COVID. What is the impact that you've seen in particular with our COVID efforts through the polio eradication lens, the infrastructure lens?
It's unbelievable. Although it is believable, the infrastructure that we have on the ground, the staffs, the health places, health centers we fund, and all those different things. Without those, there would be no what they call surveillance. There would be no, when someone comes down with COVID, where do they go? A lot of the places where people went initially in Africa were places that were funded by the Polio Plus and by Rotary. It was we did survey the laboratories we have where the fecal samples go to determine if something's a polio case. Those were all converted to also serve as COVID laboratories to help identify COVID cases. In Pakistan, when I was actually there with Holger Kanak, last year's president of Rotary, Ravi Ravindran, in February of 2020, and they took us to a call center. Well, that call center became the COVID call center. It's still serving for polio, but it was stepped in to do so much more. We also visited all the refrigerators where they store vaccines. Some of those were converted temporarily to COVID refrigerators, so they had the ability to put the vaccines at the right temperatures. But all of that infrastructure was in place. It provided the background, the help, and the personnel also did training on personal protective equipment, on sanitation. They provided hand soaps and the different sanitizers, all those things. When we looked at it a few months ago, it was estimated $100 million of polio funds were spent toward COVID. And of that, Rotary, if you look at an overall percent of the budget, was $15 million. And we had a meeting of the Polio Oversight Board maybe 2 months ago. And there was a proposal to ask for that money back, to recapture it. And it had come from a recommendation from another leading committee. And, I spoke up and said, I don't want that money back. I think Rotarians are proud of what we did to help with COVID. We've always called it Polio Plus. And you know what? They need that money to buy vaccines for COVID for other people. So, I don't want it back. And, it was about $15 million. And I think I didn't check with anyone in Rotary, but, hopefully I understand Rotarians well enough to know that, we come together, we eradicate polio, but when, there's, all those people dying of COVID, we can't look the other way. We can't, I didn't want to claw the money back. And, I've told a few, I don't think you knew that, Jen, but I've told a few folks that happened. But, that's what we do as Rotary. We help, and I never get Shekhar's theme right, but, serving to change lives or something, whatever it is, that's us. That's what we do. And, I think the polio program has to be an exemplar in doing that. And, I think, the more things we do to build goodwill, the better cooperation we're going to get from everyone to get the polio eradicated.
Well, I couldn't agree with you more. And I know that everyone who just listened to what you said I'm going to challenge people to put a woo-woo in the chat room. And I want to see a little flurry of woo-woos, because I believe that the kind of thinking that you just espoused is exactly the kind of thinking that puts us at the forefront of the leadership efforts that we have here. And they're weighing in alongside. One of the things, Mike, you talk about the money that you were just referencing, and our friends on the call here, many who are incredible donors to our foundation, in particular with polio, understood that the COVID pandemic was something that we also needed. Look at that flying by. Yeah, thank you, everybody. Thank you for giving them props and supporting the thinking. The COVID pandemic, though, we were able to put more than $38 million onto the front line, outside of the money that you just referenced, in terms of personal protective equipment, surveillance, food security. I know that there's a question about food security I'm going to come to in a couple of minutes and ask you about that. But that was money that our Rotarians put into our foundation. It was able to transmit directly into the front line, into being able to get to people to make sure that we were taking care of business. But one of the things, that it makes me reflect upon and think is that's what went through our foundation in real time. How much more did people just put into their communities, because that's what we do. And the amount of money, $38 million and the $15 million, those are all huge sums of money, but they probably pale in comparison to what we put into our communities, just because we knew we had to do the right thing at the right moment. And around the world, I venture to guess that it's probably hundreds of millions of dollars that our organization, our members, the people who are on this call, made sure went to the front lines. And I think nights like tonight are nights where we get a chance to say thank you. Thank you for the kind of leadership that everyone provides, for understanding with your woo-woos that, Mike's decision-making is something that represents us all, and that we're all in this together to serve humanity, to make our world a better place. Mike, you mentioned, and I wasn't sure whether to bring it up or not, because I wasn't sure from a security standpoint whether it should be something mentioned, but the trip to Pakistan that you're going on, tell us a little bit about what you anticipate in terms of what your engagement will be in this upcoming trip.
Yeah, it's, first we're having a meeting in Geneva. I'm leaving for there next Monday. I'll be meeting with the strategy committee. Carol Pandak, who's on the Rotary staff, will be there as well. And, that will help to get us updated on all the different issues. Then some of us, Carol isn't going, but some of us from the different partners are going on to Pakistan. We're going to Islamabad. We're going to Karachi. And Rotary doesn't know this, but I'm also going to Peshawar. And WHO is providing the security, so that's good. Aziz Memon will be at all those places with me. He's the polio chair, Rotary volunteer from the country. But, while we're there, we're meeting with the government, we're meeting with the health secretary, we're visiting the emergency operation centers where they control it all. We're actually going out to see the measles, rubella, and polio vaccines being provided, which will be a lot of fun. We're meeting with the regional chief ministers from some of the different provinces. And then, and the highlight of it, I suppose, is, although maybe not the most important, is we're meeting with the prime minister, a guy by the name of Imran Khan, he's been very supportive of the program, but to thank him and to urge, they're so close. The environmental samples, show there isn't much polio, and there was a report last year, and people say are the numbers accurate. And we had a group, look at the surveillance, and they led by someone from the Gates Foundation, and they said there's a high likelihood that current low level of polio virus detection is accurate. A high likelihood that the low level is accurate. They also said, though, that we just can't miss this opportunity. We are so low, and it's just, we could still get, we still have a lot of nervousness. We could still get some cases, but we need to do it. And the whole purpose of this trip is to show support for the Pakistani government for what they have been able to accomplish over the last couple of years. I told Aziz that I don't want to meet with Rotary groups because of COVID. I don't want people coming together. But at the same time, we'll be meeting with a few Rotarians while we're there as well. So I'm looking forward to the trip. It's the first time I'm not in my basement, it seems, in a couple of years. In fact, it's kind of a bookend. The last trip was with Holger and Ravi to Pakistan. But it's you need, particularly when you're investing $150 million of Rotary money, and it's not all in Pakistan, but it's where we've invested $308 million over the years there. You gotta hit the comfort level that things are going right. And I've been there 5 or 6 times, and I didn't have that once. And I came back and expressed some concerns, and some changes were made with the leadership of the program there in Pakistan. So that's an example. The partnership listens. Michelle Zaffron, who, I told him he had to get over there and see what was going on, and he was there within 2 weeks. And so these visits are important. And I'm looking forward to seeing Aziz, trustee of the Rotary Foundation, and seeing some other Rotary friends. But mainly, I think I'm most looking forward to seeing those measles and rubella shots. Because, as Mike McCullough says, it's not about the money. It's about what we do with it.
Yeah, no, so true. As you know, I have a trip at some point in the relatively near future to Pakistan to visit Imran Khan as well, the Prime Minister, and it should be presumably after 2023, or the start of well, not after 2023, in the 22-23 year. But the importance of that window is that delivering on our promise, the new strategic plan for polio puts 2023 as the end of transmission potentially for polio. If that indeed happens, that means that 2026, the 3 years that follow that, will be the 3 years till we can get to certification. How confident are you feeling about that?
I'm nervous about it.
I know, we all are, but it sure is looking good.
It could even be advanced by 2 years.
Yeah.
The last cases could have been in January.
Yeah.
So we could, we may be ahead of the goals. But we had a meeting with Tunji today in Nigeria, and we have the wild polio virus. We also have these vaccine-derived cases, and 80% of them in the last 6 months have been in Nigeria. So, we had some discussions of different interventions we can do there to help, working with our partners, maybe even engaging Bill Gates himself to make some things happen. But, there's a lot of things that need to go right, but there's still things that could go wrong. And, I was a town manager for 31 years. The person, ran a Cape Elizabeth, Maine, the day-to-day operations. And, you could do 99 things right, but they remember the one thing that went wrong. And, that was good training for the position I'm in now. Thankfully we got so many Rotarians devoted to polio, but all of us need to look for that 1% that could go wrong and make sure we try to stop it. So, I'm reasonably confident, but, I still grind my teeth.
I think we all sit on a bit of a pincushion as we want to make sure that we cross that finish line. Mike, we only have 2 or 3 minutes left before we turn over to another part of the program. And you touched on something just a second ago, and it's an important point that at least was a teachable moment for me recently, and I think is a really good one for our friends who are on the call, talking about vaccine-derived cases. And I didn't quite understand the full scope of what that meant until recently. And that basically and validate that I'm saying this correctly, when we give a vaccine to a child, it's not that they contract polio, they're immunized. But when they defecate, there is still polio that runs into the sewage system, into a child who isn't immunized. They receive a lesser case, but still nonetheless a case. Am I putting that together accurately?
You were right until the very end.
Okay.
And it is true. The folks who are picking up these circulating vaccine-derived cases aren't the ones that get the vaccine. They're ones that don't get immunized at all. They have very low levels of immunity, right, and they're picking it up. The one place where you went a little astray was at the end, where the cases of people who get the vaccine-derived polio are just as serious and potentially damaging as those who get the wild polio virus.
Okay.
The level of the people we serve, the kids, it's the exact same. It's the exact same outcomes, sadly.
Well, I think the main takeaway message from all of that is to understand the efficacy of vaccines and making sure and ensuring, whether we're talking tonight about polio, whether we're talking about COVID, we're talking about rubella, we're talking about a varied group of vaccines that are helping to save people on our planet. And for the work that you're doing to move us forward, I cannot, on behalf of every single person on this call tonight, say thank you from the bottom of my heart for your leadership, for your legacy. I know you will deny that you have one, but you do, for working with the partners the way that you have been able to, for putting the best of Rotary forward into the world. You are a hero, you are a champion, and you are one of us. And we could not be more pleased that you were able to be our special guest here at this dual zone or dual district, I should say, event this evening. So Mike McGovern, I love you.
Well, thank you, Jennifer. What you said was most accurate. I am one of us. It's truly an us. And, I fell into this position in very odd ways and, trying to do my best, but, it all works because, people give money, people have the passion, and, we work with great partners and we don't give up. We're going to get done. So it's been fun, and thank you.
Well, thank you for your incredible nature and your kindness. Sue,
Well,
over to you.
and Jennifer and Mike, thank you to both of you. Wow, what a lot of great information, a lot of great inspiration. I know that with great leaders like the two of you, working so hard as you are, that we're going to cross that finish line really soon. So at this time, I'm going to ask everyone on the call, Liz is going to help unmute us, and we're going to give a District 6380, 6400 big woohoo. And thank you guys for all your
Good job, everybody. Hey.
So this is how we do things when you're in virtual. As you guys know, our hope had been to be in person, and hopefully real soon we'll be able to do an event like this together. So again, thank you so much to both of you for being here, and we look forward for you to stay on and be a part of our celebration. And I know we have a post reception with you guys later. So now it's time to move on to our auction and raffle. And I want to say thank you to everybody who purchased raffle tickets ahead of time. And I'm going to introduce past District Governor Bruce Goldson from District 6400 and past District Governor Michael Angelo Caruso, my classmate from 6380. And they are going to be our auctioneer and raffleiers, if you will. And Bruce and I cut up all the little names and put it into hat. Oh, there it is. It's all in the Rotary hat. We cross-checked it against the spreadsheet that we got from the Square account. So everyone's in there. And Bruce, we're going to get in a lot of trouble if by chance you happen to pull our name. So I would be really careful about that.
Sad, so sad, too bad. It's all fair and square. You can see them right here.
All
Michael,
right.
you want to reach
Michael,
down?
you can reach in and reach down and get it, Michael.
Reach down, Michael, and grab it.
Put your hand down and you can reach into the hat.
Did it reach?
Yeah, reach forward. There goes Michael. Okay, did you get a name out of there?
Yes, thank you. Appreciate that.
You guys
All
are
right,
much
now
funnier in person.
you have to be on the call and you have to come online and tell us which of the items you want. If your name is,
Can't say.
Hey,
Joy.
Sue, you're muted.
Sorry, Liz, can we spotlight the Joys? real
I'll
quick?
try to find him.
We're here.
Oh,
All
we're
right.
counting.
We got to get together here. So
I'm like Casper the Ghost. I fade in and out.
Okay. So There are 5 items that you can choose from. I don't know if you had a chance to look at them ahead of time. Maybe Bruce or Michael, you want to review them real quick, or here they come. There's a pair of earrings here. Those would look pretty on you. Mackinac Island Grand Hotel and Air. The condo in Mexico.
Okay.
A house in Canada. And then the Indian dinner for 8 at Aruna's house. So you get to select which item you would like. And then Michael and
We'll give you 10 seconds to talk it out.
Okay.
We're going to Mackinac Island.
Great.
All right, Mackinac Island goes to the Joy family. That should bring you a lot of joy.
Every day.
All right, thanks to Tim and Penny, congratulations, and thanks to everybody who purchased a ticket to the Best of Live auction. So with that, we will begin this evening. And Michael, we're going to keep an eye on the chat box for bids this evening.
Okay.
And we encourage everyone to help us out by putting your bids in the chat box. And do us a favor, everyone, if you're not bidding, please don't put anything in the chat box, because you know how this works at an auction. The chat box is the virtual equivalent tonight of raising your hand. So if we see anything in the chat box, we're going to take that as your bid. Fair? Okay, fair enough. With that, let's start off our first item. I may have to turn off the virtual background. Can you see these okay? I want to get a good shot. These are the 14 karat white gold earrings with tanzanite and diamonds, 0.4 carats in tanzanite and a quarter in diamonds. And this was donated by Sue and me, and the value of these $750. And if you want a good look at them, you can see them on the slide to your left.
Just like
there.
to verify, Bruce, there are 2 of them, correct?
There are 2.
Great.
2 earrings. If you have 2 ears. And all right, I'm turning off the background for a minute because you can't.
$750 value. Who would like to get the bidding started, please?
What's the maximum bid? What is the bidding increments?
Well, we're gonna just play that by ear. So let's take an opening bid for these earrings at $300. Remember, this is tanzanite and 14 karat white gold. Who will give us $300 to start off the bidding here? Okay, we've got 300. Who'll give us 3 1/4? Looking for 3 1/4. All right.
I'll do 3 1/4. I'll do 3 1/4.
Well, we've already got 3 1/4. How would you give us 350, Governor Aruna? We
Yes,
were
I
already
would.
up to 400 from the Mackinac Island folks, Tim and Penny, $400. Who'll give us 450?
I'll give you 450.
All right, and so will
Well, Jennifer,
Jennifer. So
450.
we'll battle it out. Who'll take us to 500?
I think Jennifer's bidding against Nick.
Yeah. As it should be. So 450 from Jennifer. Nick, you want to give us 5? We'll give us 500.
I'll give you 5.
All right,
I'll give you
Aruna
5.
gives us 500. Bala has now
Put a bid on the chat.
Bala has jumped it up to $750. So who will give us 800? Looking for 800. We've got 750 looking for 8. Remember, all the money raised here this evening is going to the Rotary Foundation. Who'll give us 800? How about 775? We've got 750 looking for 775. Who'll give us 775? Got 750.
I'll give you 775.
Aruna's got 775 looking for 8. I've got 800 from Bruce and Julie Dunbar. 800. Who'll give us 8 1/4? 800 looking for 8 1/4. Bruce and Julie have. I've got Bala at 8 1/4. 6380 bidding war going on now. Who'll give us 850? Got 8 1/4 from Bala, 8 1/4 looking for 850. I've got 850 looking for 875. 850 from Bruce and Julie Dunbar looking for 875.
I'll do 875.
900 from Bala. This is happening fast and furious here, Aruna. 900 from DGE Bala. 900. Who'll give us 950? We're looking for 950. We've got 900.
I'll give you 950.
950 from Aruna, 950. Who'll give us 1,000? Who'll get us to $1,000? 950 from Aruna, 950 from Aruna, 1,000 from Bala.
6380 versus 6400.
Well, this was a collaborative event, so we've got 1,000 from Bala. Anybody want to go higher? 1,000, looking for 1,050. Got $1,000 from Bala Murthy, looking for 1,050. We've got 1,000 going once, 1,000 going twice. Sold to Bala for $1,000. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Bruce, are we going to skip the Mackinac Island or are the Dunbars going to fly there twice?
I think we're going to skip and we're going to go to item 3 if you'd like to detail that one.
Very good. Well, Norma and Ashish Sarkar from the Great Rotary Club of Ann Arbor are offering a 2-bedroom accommodation for 7 days at a deluxe resort. You can read the description there on the screen. Now, Norma and Ashish, will you be at this? Will you be there that weekend, or will people be on their own? Because I would pay extra to spend time with you two.
Well, they will be on their own.
They will be on their own. Okay, very good. The value of this,
But we suggest that they take another couple because it's a beautiful place and there are a
You've
lot
been
to
there.
see there. Yeah. So
Okay.
yes, we use that very often. So
very good. The value is 2,200. I think we should open the bidding at 1,500. So can we get an opening bid for 1,500 for this fabulous deluxe resort at Sandos Playa Car in the Mexican Riviera?
Who'll give us
1,500 is
1,500?
the opening bid.
We've got
There it
Wendy
is.
Parsons from
1,500 from Wendy
6,400.
Parsons and Chuck, thank you. Wendy, I assume you're taking Chuck. Take yourself off mute so we can hear from you. Janet Bates, you've got to beat 1,500 to get back in the race. What do you say?
1,600
from Janet Bates. Look at that. Wendy Parsons. Anybody else that wants to go to Mexico? I know you all want to get out of the house.
Right now we're at 16. This value of this is 2,200. So we're below the value of this 7-day.
Yep, we need to boost here.
Right now,
1,600
Janet's in at
Janet Bates.
1,600. And who'll give us 1,650? 1,650 from anyone?
Don't forget, if you can get another couple, you can split the cost, do the math. There it
Ashish,
is.
do you
Look
have
at
to
that,
do
Kim
the,
Tower, $2,000. Thank you, Kim.
do you have to do the all-inclusive, or can you do can you do a regular?
they require all inclusive. So it's an all inclusive place, but there are 7 restaurants and you get fabulous meals, you know.
PDG Kim Tower and her hubby are interested in going to Mexico for 2,000. Do we have 2,100? Can we get to that 22 baseline, everybody? I know you're planning your next trip. This might as well be it, ladies and gentlemen. 21 from Bala. There you go. Thank you, Bala. But you're not leaving during your governor year. Let's make that clear. Do we hear 2,200 for the trip to Mexico? Ashish Sarkar says it's a wonderful place. You are not doing blind shopping on this. You have quality control in place. 2,200 for a Mexican Riviera trip with another couple. 2,200. These are bigger ticket, Bruce's. They're consulting with their significant others.
That's okay.
2,200 going once. Can we let it go at 2,200, Bruce, Sue? Yeah. Ashish, you all right with
2,100 for
that?
Bala.
Yeah, that's fine.
Anyone else going once, going twice at 2,100 for Bala and Roma Murthy? I think we got a deal. Congratulations, Murthys.
Thank you.
Well
I'm
done.
excited. This is the one I actually wanted. We've got the Rotary Club of Cancun that's going to arrange for travel and everything else for us while we're in Cancun.
Well done. Good job.
Yeah,
Very
I'm excited.
specific.
Woo!
All right, next item, item number 4 is a trip donated by Sparky and Lori Leonard from District 6380, past District Governor Sparky. You can enjoy a 6-night stay on picturesque Colpoys Bay. Enjoy this 4-season cottage with accommodations for up to 6 people. And there's a pull-out couch for 2. All the amenities necessary to enjoy your stay are supplied. Firewood, propane, fresh water, canoe, life jackets, internet, flat screen TV, coffee maker, all bedding and towel supplied. Just the coffee maker alone would make this perfect for Sue Goldson. I know that. Your home away from home awaits, and it's a value of $2,000. It is subject to availability, so you just have to kind of work out with Sparky and Lori the dates that you would like to go to Colpoys Bay in beautiful, picturesque Ontario, Canada. And let's start the bidding off at $1,000. Who will give us $1,000 for this 6-night stay on Colpoys Bay?
There it is, Tim Joy.
Penny? All right, Tim and Penny, we know what they're going to be doing in 2022.
Well, Kim Possible bid 2,000, guys.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Tim and Penny. Thank you for pointing that out, Roma. $2,000 from Kim Possible.
Holy crap.
That's Kim Tower. So we're already at $2,000. Thanks, Kim, for making me look better than Michael on this item. I appreciate that. Who wants to bring us to 2,100? 2,100, we're at $2,000 from Kim and Dave.
Sparky's been
2,000?
posting photos of this place. It's lovely on Facebook.
All right, Tim and Penny have gone to 21, and the Sampsons are up to $2,500 because they don't have to get a PCR test to go there. They just head north instead of south, so good for them. Or
I would pay just to know that Lori Leonard's going to be there that weekend.
2,500 from Jim and Diane Sampson from the Passport to Service Club in District 6400. Who wants to give us 2,600? Or we'll give you a deal, 2,550. Who wants to take it to 2,550 for the 6-night stay on Colpoys Bay? We're at 2,500. 2,500. Anyone? 2,550. Last call at 2,500 going once. 2,500 going twice. Sold to Jim and Diane Sampson.
Hey, congratulations.
$2,500. Thank you very much.
Fabulous. Congratulations. Our final item, item number 5, is an Indian dinner, an authentic Indian dinner for 8, presented by District Governor Aruna. This is traditional food and a little bit of dancing, of course, comes with the meal. The value is priceless at $1,200. We're going to open the bidding at $750 for this dinner at Aruna's. Who will give us $750 for? There it is. Okay, we're losing track of who's when the bidding started. Let's see, 1,000 for Sue. We're up to 1,200 from Sue now. Wow, you must like Indian food. 1,300 from Bruce and Julie in 6380.
And
Congratulations.
my governor, by the way.
Yes, I know.
Not just the food, it's about the governor.
Oh my goodness.
1,500 from Bruce and Julie Dunbar, 1,500 from Sparky, also a fan of Indian food, apparently. Wowie. Do we hear 1,650 for the dinner with Aruna?
2,000.
Wow.
Who is that?
1,650. This is Aruna, Canadian dollars or US?
US.
Thank you.
You didn't have to answer that. I would have told you it's US dollars.
Yeah. It would be better if it is
1,500.
euro.
What's the foundation? So
Do we hear 1,600 for Sparky to look at that, 2,000, holy
oh my
crap.
God, Sue.
Wowie.
So,
2,000 for
Aruna,
Wilsons.
Question I was just asked by an unnamed Rotary International president-elect. Would you consider at $2,000 doing 2 if we can get 2 people to give us $2,000?
Yes,
I
I
think
would.
we should.
I know. I've done
Okay.
it. She's the one who spearheaded this. I know.
So if we've got a bid of $2,000 from somebody named Sue Goldson, who would like to match that and also give us $2,000 for a dinner for 8 Arunas? Anyone? Because she'll do 2 of them.
But 2 different days, though. I'll do them on 2 different days.
Well, we could be the early seating and then somebody else the later seating.
Yeah, you could turn the table in your kitchen twice a night. Anybody
Sparky,
else interested in having dinner with Aruna And this is authentic Indian food. Look at that, Sparky, wow.
All right. We're gonna close it at that. $2,000 from us and $2,000 from Sparky. So we got a 6380 night and a 6400 night at Aruna's house. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everybody. Tim and Penny, congratulations. Michael, thank you. Great job.
Pleasure.
Yeah, but Bruce, did you see Roma Murthy what she said? She said she'll throw in 2 saris and 2 kurta pajamas.
So that's 1 sari and 1 kurta pajama and Indian outfits for each couple.
So do I get to wear, do I have to wear the sari or the other one?
The kurta pajama.
One you want.
You can wear a sari. I can show you how to tie it.
I bet you can. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Now it's on to the foundation awards and honors that we have for clubs and for individuals in both of our districts. And I'd like to at this time introduce the DRFCs from both districts. From District 6380, Ashish Sarkar, and from District 6400, Rick Karen.
Thank you, Sue. The first category we're going to look at are the top 3 highest per capita annual fund giving clubs. In District 6400, the Passport to Service Club, $2,710.19, followed by the Essex Rotary Club at $561.19, and the Trenton Rotary Club at $356.79 per capita. Congratulations to those 3 clubs. Ashish?
Yeah. Good evening, everybody. Thanks, Rick. In the same category on per capita giving, in 6380, we have Ann Arbor West at $1,384.31. We have Pontiac, $465.92, and Birmingham at $345.71. Rick?
The next category is Every Rotarian Every Year. These are clubs that have achieved a minimum annual fund contribution of $100 per capita, and every Rotarian has given at least $25. Starting with 6380, Ashish, these are your clubs.
Sure. These clubs are Chelsea, Clarkston, Heartland, Lake Orion Sunrise, Rochester, and Tilbury. Congratulations to all of you for achieving this level.
And from District 6400, Belleville, Clinton, Detroit AM, Huron Township, Kingsville South Shore, Trenton, Woodhaven, and Brownstown.
Great.
The next category are 100% foundation giving clubs, almost the same category, but the difference here is donations to any of the foundation's programs, not just the annual fund. So $100 per capita and at least $25 from every club member. From District 6400, congratulations to Belleville, Clinton, Detroit AM, Essex, Huron Township, Kingsville South Shore, Trenton, Windsor-Walkerville, Woodhaven, and Brownstown.
In the same category from District 6300, these clubs qualify. It's Birmingham, Blenheim, Chelsea, Clarkston, Heartland, Lake Orion Sunrise, Ridgetown, Rochester, and Tilbury. Again, congratulations to all these clubs.
And the End Polio Now clubs are those clubs that have given at least $1,500 as a club to the polio campaign. From 6380, Ashish?
Yes, they are Ann Arbor West, Ann Arbor, Birmingham, Brighton, Chatham Sunrise, Chatham, Dexter, Motorcycling Rotarians, Rochester, Saline, Southfield Area Club, Tilbury, Troy, Waterford, and West Bloomfield.
And from 6400, Adrian, Detroit, Essex, Grosse Pointe Sunrise, Huron Township, LaSalle Centennial, Livonia, Monroe, Northville, Passport to Service, Plymouth, Trenton, Wayne, my own club of Windsor 1918, the Arch Clump Society, a very rarefied era if you're a member of this society. These are for Rotarians who have given at least $250,000 to the Rotary Foundation. First, we'd like to recognize.
That's $250,000, folks. This year, Don and Ann Rydell from District 6300 were recognized as Arch Clump Society members. Don and Ann, thank you for your generosity and lifelong support of Rotary International. Thank you and congratulations.
And we're so proud to add Pastor Rotary International Director Mike and Sherry McCullough to the trustee circle of the Arch Clump Society from District 6400. Folks, how about throwing some woo-woos in the chat box for these significant donors to our foundation? Quite an achievement and quite appreciated, and what dedication and confidence they have to the foundation. We now go for major donors. We'd like to recognize Wes Mator, major donor level 4. That's a contribution of at least $100,000. Thank you, Wes. And major donors level 3. These are contributions of at least $50,000. And my colleague over in District 6380 and his wife, Ashish and Norma Sarkar. Congratulations, Ashish and Norma. Very, very generous.
Thank you. From District 6380, we have major donor level 2, which is $25,000 or higher. And Laureen and Paul McVeigh are qualified for that this year. Laureen and Paul, thank you and congratulations and your support and dedication for Rotary Foundation.
And from 6400, Timothy and Penny Joy, the Mackinac couple, Keith Oswald, Raymond and Sylvia Trudeau, Bruce and Lauren Jocks. Thank you very much.
Major donors, which is basically level 1, and that the qualification for achieving that category is a minimum of $10,000 lifelong donation to the foundation. And in that category from 6380, we have David Underdown, Denise Spadotto, Henry Mikey, John Henry, and Don and Lee Hamilton. Congratulations to all of them, and thank you for your generosity.
Major donor level 1 from 6400, Theodore Everingham, Godfrey Bachia, Thomas Halligan, Henry Dotson, Philip Mattis, Patricia Hayes Forsyth, David Boyd, Lois and John Van Stipdonk, Julie and Ron Ricci. Congratulations and thank you. Bequest Society members are those that give to the foundation through their estates. Bequest Society level 1 members have given at least $10,000 from 6380, Ashish?
Yes, from 6380, this year, Mildred Danielson qualified for that honor. Congratulations, Mildred.
And from 6400, Janet Haas. Thank you very much, Janet. Now we're going to go through the Paul Harris Fellowship levels. As you know, a $1,000 donation to the annual fund earns you a Paul Harris Fellow. Then every subsequent donation of $1,000 brings you up to Paul Harris +1, Paul Harris +2, and so on, up to Paul Harris +5. And you get, respectively, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 sapphires. When you give the next $1,000, you get 1 ruby, another $1,000, 2 rubies, and Paul Harris +8 means a total giving of over $9,000, 3 rubies. We're going to go in reverse order. Pay attention to the lists. We're going to just introduce the category, and the names will be shown on the screen against some wonderful music. So let's go. Paul Harris level 8, $9,000 to $9,999. Ashish, I'll let you introduce the categories.
Paul Harris level +7 is between 8,000 and 8,999, and the Paul Harris +6 is between 7,000 and 7,999. Paul Harris +5 is between 6,000 and $6,999 donation. Paul Harris +4 is between 5,000 and 5,999. Paul Harris +3, your donations between 4,000 and 4,999 are recognized. Paul Harris +2, your donation of 3,000 to 3,999 are recognized. And Paul Harris +1 is between 2,000 and 2,999. And then you have the first time Paul Harris recognition who have given this year from 1,000 to 1,999. This is your first foray into it. We will hope that you will become a member of Paul Harris Society and commit yourselves to give $1,000 every subsequent year. So that's another thing you can do. And congratulations to all of you. And there are many who have given this year with their start of Paul Harris Fellowship. Thank you all, and congratulations to all of you.
I just love the message from the Rotary Foundation. Thank you very much for your gift. Now think about giving more. It's not about the money, it's about what the money can do.
Yes.
In District 6400, PHF +8, that's the pin, +3 rubies. PHF +7, 2 rubies. PHF +6, your membership pin in the Paul Harris Fellowship Society, +1 ruby. Paul Harris Fellows +5 sapphires. PHF +4 sapphires from District 6400. +3 sapphires, over $4,000 in giving. Two sapphires, over $3,000, all these from District 6400. Congratulations. PHF +1. And let's welcome all of these people as Paul Harris Fellows from District 6400 in the Rotary Foundation. Thank you very much. So a big clap and congratulations to all those that have given in both districts to the Rotary Foundation. Sue?
Thanks so much, Rick. Wow, how inspiring and how generous all of the Rotarians from our two districts have been. The backbone to Rotary is the members, and both districts have achieved great growth. To present our membership awards and to introduce the members that Rotary International President-elect Jennifer will induct, please welcome membership chairs Steve Alice from District 6400 and Roma Murthy from 6380.
Well, thank you, Sue. And welcome to Steve Ailes as well from 6400. We're so excited that this is actually one of the most exciting pieces to welcome the new members into Rotary. Well, we all know that 2021 was a very challenging year. All our clubs did an amazing job, though, in not only keeping the clubs going, but maintaining the motivation, which resulted in retaining membership and just at least sustaining the membership. For that, all clubs deserve our appreciation, and I raise my glass to each one of those clubs because you guys did an awesome job, and that's, you guys are here because of that. But in spite of the challenges of 2021, the following clubs still managed to grow their clubs with the highest growth in the district. For 6380, these clubs are Chatham, Auburn Hills, Troy, Southfield, Ann Arbor North, and I could list a few more clubs, but we had to pick the top 5. Fantastic job to all the clubs in spite of all the challenges that we faced last year. Steve, over to you.
Thank you, Roma. And in District 6400, the top 5 clubs are Passport to Service, Northville Rotary, Wayne Rotary, Grosse Pointe Rotary, and Windsor Roseland. Thank you, clubs, for doing that. Back to you, Roma.
Well, now I'm truly honored to be welcoming 65 new members to District 6380, and this is just from July 1st to October. So the year is just starting and we've already got 65 new members. As you've heard President Shekhar made that call to action, for each one, bring one. This is a great start towards that goal. New Rotarians, we are so grateful to each of you who have brought Rotary into your lives. Your dedication and commitment to service above self are already evident by you attending this recognition tonight. The four-way test, which you will get to know intimately, is a great guiding principle that will help navigate your service life. As I read the names, feel free to clap or use your cheering hands or to welcome the new Rotarians and really show that we welcome all of you guys into the world of Rotary. Okay, and this is organized by club. So again, as your club comes up, feel free to cheer and cheer your colleagues on. From Anchor Bay, Joseph Brislak, Linda Hartman, John Mellon. From Ann Arbor, Eric Mackey, Dr. Mohammed Onder, Miriam Perry, Ellen Putney Moore, Brian Stenger, Spencer Symington, Carlos Valderrama, Cyril White, excuse me. Birmingham, Rebecca Kraft, Sean Kammer, Joe Loveday, and Becca Roberson, Jeffrey Belfleur, and Sandeep Chadha from Bloomfield Hills. And this is beginning to sound like a graduation. So, you know, when the graduates come up, everybody cheers. Feel free to do that. From Chatham, Pauline Bennett, Steve Hanel, Tina Hodgson, Jennifer Jacobson, Jennifer Rankin, Bola Sadiq, Sai Sadiq. From Dexter, Mary Cressenberry. From East Point, Bob Selva. From Heartland, Katie Holmes. From Highway M36, our newest club in our district, Kim DeLong, Ronnie Lundy, Amy McConnell. From Howell,
good job.
Nikolol Domitrovich, Christy Redford, Brandon Burge. From Lakes area, Daniel Durkin, Kevin James. From Livingston Sunrise, Gina Colas. From Lyon area, Mary Armstrong, Suzanne Taylor, Randy Beiser, Gary Fagan, Julie Fraser, Clayne Fraser. From Milford, Candy Hovarter, Michael Hickox. From our motorcycling Rotarians, Debbie Vance, Juan Ibra. From Mount Clemens, Kathleen Best, James Wisdala, Jerry Hunley, Barbara Owen, Kenny Spear. From Novi, Wes Berry, Frank Malone. From Oxford, I understand she's to be a Rotarian, not quite a Rotarian yet, but I will still mention her name, Barbara Feigl. And from Pontiac, Representative Brenda Carter. From Rochester, Melinda Deal, Cindy Purdy, Tammy Salisbury, Kimberly Standocker, Samantha Wingirter. From Saline, Jeffrey Williams. From Sterling Heights, Gavin Arbach. From Troy, Keegan Springfield. From Ypsilanti, Amy Fracker. Again, I raise my glass to all those new Rotarians in 6380. And over to you, Steve.
Thank you, Roma. Appreciate that. And congratulations to all of the new Rotarians joining 6380. Great job. It's my honor to be able to announce the new members joining District 6400 and the various Rotary clubs in our district. But as a caveat at first, please understand I will trip over somebody's name. You can count on that. So my pledge to you is if I trip over your name or I mispronounce it, find me, come to district conference, find me at district conference. I will attempt to compensate you with whatever beverages it takes to assuage that mistake. So we will fix that problem. So here we go. Joining the Adrian Noon Rotary Club, Megan Greenwell. Joining Amherstburg, Jeremy Warnock. Joining Belleville, Alice Sherman Sawyer. Joining Blissfield Rotary, Christopher Lender. Joining D6400 Global E-Club, Abiodun and Bambola Salami. Joining Dearborn Heights Rotary, Stephen Baguette, Denise Malinowski Maxwell. Joining Detroit Rotary, Virgie Emmerman, Shiva Gumati, Linda Pruitt, Brenda Rosenberg, and Brittany Wood. Joining Flat Rock Rotary, Scott Ostergut. Joining Garden City, Derek Fisher. Joining Gibraltar Rockwood, Sean Delpez. Joining Grosse Ile Rotary, George Camacho and Ronald Palmer. Joining Grosse Pointe Rotary, Stephen Corneli, Julie Jorgensen, and Michael Newman. Joining Grosse Pointe Sunrise, Mark Hepner and Patricia Wyrod. Joining LaSalle Centennial, Christina Guido, Upansana Jane, Jillian Mathaman, and Karen Noor. Joining Leamington Rotary, Diane Lean. Joining Livonia Rotary, Maurice Torrey. Joining Plymouth AM, Melissa Schultz and Jared Spar. Joining Plymouth Rotary, Gail Greiger, Haley Goatee, Helen McFarland, and Jason Zarate. Joining Southgate, My Home Club, Priscilla Aries Reese, Harry McMasters, Lindsay Smith, and Nick Stroya Jr. Joining Taylor Rotary, Dennis Coates. Joining Trenton Rotary, Joni Barnett, Gloria Zabro, and Joe McCormick. Joining Wayne Rotary, Laura Archbold, Kevin Dowd, and Lori Mall. And then joining Westland Rotary is Esther Albrecht and Paul Stupatsite. Joining Windsor 1918, Stuart Bruce, and Dinesh Singh Malina. Joining Windsor 1918 Satellite, Natalie Suzor. Joining Windsor Roseland, Kiza Kautan. Joining Windsor Walkerville, Peter Zemobi. Joining Woodhaven Brownstown, Tricia Bacharski, Amelia Buhay, Jennifer Marantet, Andrew Starzik, and Robert Young.
Yay!
Wyandotte Rotary, Mary Culbertson, Stacy Melton, Lori Smith, and Ronald Thomas. Congratulations to all the new members joining the Rotary Clubs of District 6400. And now for a special induction of the new members of District 6380 and 6400. It is my pleasure to welcome back Super District 6400's own Rotary International President-elect, Jennifer Jones. Take it away, Jen.
Well, thank you, Steve, and thank you, Roma, for the wonderful welcome that you provided to all of the new members that have joined since July 1 of this year. One of the things that I think we all need to embrace is that we saw incredible diversity, certainly in names that are joining the clubs across our clubs in our two districts. And as we work to celebrate diversity, equity, and inclusion in our organization, this could not be more important, making sure that we recognize that we are the best reflection of who we are in our communities, that each of our clubs takes that wonderful opportunity to look around and do an assessment of our communities to see who is missing and to make sure that they are included in what it is and who we are in our clubs. So tonight, to the members who have been announced, the names have been shared that have joined our wonderful organization, let me offer my most incredible congratulations to all of you. And let me do it particularly from the mothership sitting here at Rotary International headquarters in Evanston, Illinois, and in my president-elect office, where I feel that I'm a little bit more official sometimes than I am from other places, and with the flag, the Rotary flag behind my shoulder on this side. It is a great honor to be able to welcome you so warmly into our family and to wish you the best of experience as you find service in your heart, continued service in your heart, and become part of our family. My message tonight is actually more toward the people who have asked you to join Rotary, the clubs that have invited you to be part of their clubs. It's our duty, all of ours, yours and mine, to ensure that we are asking the new members who have joined what they want out of this experience, and then to deliver on that. If they want leadership experience, we need to provide leadership experience. If they want to learn how to event plan, put them into a track where that can happen. If they want to learn about governance, put them into a track where that can happen. All of the things that we know as Rotarians, that we become so much better because of our membership. We want that for people that are joining to understand how that can be part of their life. So be generous. Be generous with your knowledge, my fellow Rotarians, to the new people who are joining. Make sure that we're asking them, like I said, what they want, delivering on that promise. But not only that, to ask them in the first year, ask them in the second year, ask them in the third year, and keep repeating that to make sure that we're doing it time and time again. Because the comfort and care of our members is quite candidly the most important thing that we can actually focus on. Making sure that people feel that they are engaged, that they are welcome, that they are part of our great organization. And if we can do that, we don't need to worry about attracting new members to our organization. We're already desirable. We'll even be so much more so. So let's focus on taking care of the people who we bring in, making sure that their experience is absolutely the best that it can be. And so to each of you who have been announced this evening, welcome. Welcome to a family of incredible people, more than 2 million of us that are around the world, 1.2 million Rotarians, 200,000+ Rotaractors, 400,000+ interactors in high school level and beyond, our partners, friends, alumni, etc. We tally up to an incredible movement, people who understand that we are making a difference in the world simply by getting up every day and wishing for the very best and then taking action. So congratulations. Congratulations to you. And I look forward to hearing about the amazing stories that each of you carve out in your path to the best that you can do in Rotary service.
Yay! Awesome. Thank you so much, Jennifer. I think the fact that these new Rotarians had an opportunity to hear your message today, and of course that of Mike McGovern, what a treat. What a great Rotary education to what some people refer to as Big Rotary and all that we do. So thank you so much. Really, really appreciate you being here and making this such a special night for everybody involved. Bruce, would you like to recognize our sponsors one more time?
Absolutely. I want to thank you once again for our very generous sponsors who helped make this evening possible. Our platinum sponsor for this very special foundation and membership event, the Murthy Family Foundation. Thank you to Bala and Roma and the entire Murthy family for your incredible support, including your generosity during the auction this evening. To our gold sponsors, Michigan United Credit Union, Legacy Financial, featuring Bruce and Julie Dunbar, and District Governor Aruna Kushik. Thank you to our silver sponsors, that's PDG Sue Johnson and myself, PDG Noel and Debbie Jackson, Jay and Linda Eastman, and Trey and Colleen Dolan Green, and to our bronze sponsors, Janet Haas, the Rotary Club of Livonia, and Suzanne Gruette. Thanks to all of our sponsors that helped make this evening such a success. Sue, back to you.
Thank you, Bruce. Wow, what a night. I can't even begin to tell you how much it has meant to all of us involved in this, and how we were able to pull this all together. And obviously we wanted it to be an in-person event at the beginning, but with a lot of hard work and a lot of dedication and all of you supporting us, we've done an amazing amount of fundraising and friend-raising and being able to install a bunch of new members. Thank you from the bottom of our heart. It did take a lot of people to put this event together, and I was truly blessed and very honored to co-chair this event, not only with Roma Murthy, but with Janet Haas. Janet Haas is from the Livonia Rotary Club, and she helped me behind the scenes so much since I'm not living in the district on a daily basis. Janet was my eyes, ears, and steps and legs sometimes in taking care of things. So thank you very, very much. Both of you ladies rock so much. To our distinguished guests, your presence made this event perfect. Thank you so much, Jennifer and Mike, for being here tonight. To our two great district governors, Aruna Koshek, Brenda K. Woohoo Tipton, thanks for your vision and for your leadership and for letting a group of volunteers make hopefully your dream of this event come true. Very special thanks to Liz Smith, who always makes all of us look good. She does a tremendous amount of work behind the scenes, and I just can't even imagine her not being a part of this event. To my husband, Bruce, who took care of many of the details and also helped to make things look pretty. Thank you, thank you. To Kevin Kelly, who provided us with reports and support that we needed to make sure that we recognized everyone properly. Thanks to Norma and Ashish Sarkar, Rick Karen, and of course, once again, to all of you for coming and making this a great event. For those of you who purchased a ticket for the post-reception, you are going to be automatically sent via Zoom to a room in just a few seconds where you can participate in our post-reception with Jennifer Jones and Mike McGovern. Thanks again for coming tonight. I want to be the first, maybe the first, to wish you all a very happy holiday season. Please continue to be safe, and we look forward to seeing you in person real soon. Good night, and thank you so much.